Om Sairam. Chapter 49. The Stories of Hari Kannoba, Somadeva Swami, Nana Sahib Chandodkar. The Vedas and the Puranas cannot sufficiently praise or describe Brahma or Sadguru. Then how can we, who are ignorant, describe our Sadguru Sri Saibaba? We think that it's better for us to keep quiet in this matter. In reality, the observance of the oath of silence is the best way of praising the Sadguru. But the good qualities of Sai Baba make us forgive of our oath of silence and inspire us to open our mouth. Good dishes taste flat if there is no company of friends and relatives to partake of our dishes with us. But when they join us, the dishes acquire additional flavor. The same in case with the Leelas of Sai. The nectar in the form of Sai Leelas, this nectar we cannot partake alone. Friends and brothers have to join us, the more the better. It is Sai Baba himself that inspires these stories and get them written as he desires. Our duty is to surrender completely to him and meditate on him. Practicing penance is better than pilgrimage, oath, sacrifice and charity. Worshipping Hari, the Lord, is better than penance, and meditation on Sadguru is the best of all. We have, therefore, to chant Sai's name by mouth, think over his sayings in our mind, meditate on his forms, feel real love for him in our heart, and do all our actions for his sake. There is no better means than this for snapping the bondage of samskar. If we can do our duty on our part as stated above, Sai is bounded to help and liberate us. Now we revert back to the stories of the chapter. Hari Kannoba. A gentleman of Bombay named Hari Kannoba heard from his friends and relations many Leelas of Baba. He did not believe in them as he was doubting Thomas. He wanted to test Baba himself. So he came to Shirdi with some Bombay friends. He wore a lace-bordered turban on his head and a new pair of sandals on his feet. Seeing Baba from a distance, he thought of going to him and prostrating himself before him. He did not know what to do with his new sandals. Still going to some corner outside in the open courtyard, he placed them there and went inside the masjid and took Baba's darshan. He made a reverential bow to Baba, took Udi and Prasad from Baba and returned. When he reached the corner, he found that his sandals had disappeared. He searched for them in vain and returned to his lodging very much dejected. He bathed, offered worship and naivedya and sat for meal. But all the while he was thinking about nothing but his sandals. After finishing his meal, he came out to wash his hands. When he saw a Maratha boy coming towards him, he had in his hand a stick on top of which are suspended a pair of new sandals. He said to the men who had come out for washing their hands that Baba sent him with a stick in his hand and asked him to go on streets crying, Hari ka beta, Jari ka peta, and told him that if anybody claims the sandals, first assure yourself that his name is Hari and that he is son of Ka, that is Kannoba, and that he wears a lace-bordered turban, and then give him this. Hearing this, Hari Kannoba was pleasantly surprised. He went ahead to the boy and claimed the sandals as his own. He said to the boy that his name was Hari and that he was son of Ka, that is Kannoba, and showed him that his lace-bordered turban. The boy was satisfied and returned the sandals to him. Hari Kannoba wondered in his mind, saying that his lace-bordered turban was visible to all and Baba might have been seen it. But how could he know his name Hari and that he was son of Kannoba, as this was his first trip to Shirdi? He came there with the sole object of testing Baba and with no other motive. He came to know by this incident that Baba was a great Satpurush. He got what he wanted and returned home well pleased. Somadeva Swami. Now hear the story of an other man who came to try Baba. Baiji, brother of Kaka Saheb Dikshit, was staying at Nagpur. When he had gone to the Himalayas in 1906 AD, he made an acquaintance with one Somadeva Swami of Hyderabad at Uttarakashi down the Gangotri valley. Both took down each other's names in their diaries. 5 years later, after Somadeva Swami came to Nagpur and was Baiji's guest, there he was pleased to hear the Leelas of Baba and had a strong desire arose in his mind to go to Shirdi and see him. He got a letter of introduction from Bhaiji's and left for Shirdi. After passing Manmad and Kopagong, he took a tanga and drove to Shirdi. As he came near Shirdi, he saw two high flags floating over the masjid in Shirdi. Generally, we find different way of behavior, different modes of living, and different outcomes of paraphernalia with different signs. But these outward signs should never be our standards to judge the worth of saints. But with Somadeva Swami, it was different. As soon as he saw the flags flying, he thought, why should a saint take a liking for the flags? Does this denote sainthood? It implies that the saint's hankering after fame. Thinking thus, he wished to cancel his Shirdi trip and said to his fellow travelers that he would go back. They said to him, then why would you come so long? If your mind gets restless by the sight of the flags, how much more agitated would you be on seeing the Shirdi, the Ratha, the palanquin, the horse, and all other paraphernalia? The Swami got more confused and said, not a few more sadhus with horses, palanquins, and tom-toms have I seen, and it is better for me to return than see such sadhus. Saying this, he started to return. The fellow travelers pressed him not to do so, but to proceed. They asked him to stop his crooked way of thinking and told him that Sadhu, that is Baba, did not care a bit for flags or other paraphernalias nor fame. It was the people, his devotees, that kept up all these paraphernalias out of love and devotion to him. Finally, he was persuaded to continue his journey, go to Shirdi and see Baba. When he went and saw Baba for the courtyard, he was melted inside. His eyes were fully teared, his throat was choked, and all his evil and crooked thoughts vanished. He remembered his Guru saying that is our adobe and place for rest where the mind is most pleased and charmed. He wished to roll himself in the dust of Baba's feet, and when he approached Baba, the latter got wild and cried loud, let all our paraphernalias be with us. You go back to your home. Beware if you come back to the masjid. Why take the darshan of one who flies flag over his masjid? Is this a sign of sainthood? Remain here not a moment. The Swami was taken aback by this surprise. He realized that Baba read his heart and spoke it out. How omniscient he was. He knew that he was least intelligent and that Baba was noble and pure. He saw Baba embracing somebody, touching someone with his hand, comforting others, staring kindly at some, laughing at others, giving udi and prasada to some, and thus pleasing and satisfying all. Why should he alone be dealt with so harshly? Thinking seriously, he came out to realize that Baba's conduct responded exactly to his inner thoughts and that he should take a lesson from this and improve, and that Baba's birth was blessing indistinguished. It is needless to say that later on his faith in Baba was confirmed and he became a stud devotee of Baba. Nana Sahib Chandodkar. Hamid Pant concludes this chapter with a story of Nana Sahib Chandodkar. When Nana Sahib was once sitting in the masjid with Mahal Sapati and others, a Mohammedan gentleman from Bijapur came with his family to see Baba. Seeing Goshal ladies with him, Nana Sahib wanted to go away, but Baba prevented him from doing so. The ladies came and took the darshan of Baba. When one of the ladies removed her veil, saluting Baba's feet, and then resumed it again, Nana Sahib, who saw her face, was so much smitten with her rare beauty, and then he wished again to see her. Knowing Nana's restlessness of mind, Baba spoke to him after the ladies had left the place. Nana, why are you getting agitated in vain? Let the saints do their allotted work or duty. We should not meddle with their works. God has created this beautiful world, and it is our duty to appreciate its beauty. The mind will get steady and calm down slowly and gradually. When the front door was open, why to go by the back one? When the heart is pure and there is no difficulty or whatsoever, why should one be afraid of one if there is no evil thoughts in us? The eyes may do their work. Why should you feel shy and tottering? Sham was there, but he could not follow the meaning of what Baba had said. So he asked Nana about this on their way home. Nana told him about his restlessness at the sight of the beautiful lady, how Baba knew it and advised him about it. Nana Sahib explained the Baba's meaning as follows: that our mind is fickle by nature, it should not be allowed to get wild. The sense may get restless. The body, however, should be held in check and not be allowed to get impatient. Saints run after objects, but we should not follow them and crave for their objects. By slow and gradual practice, restlessness can be conquered. We should not be swayed by the scenes, but they cannot be completely controlled. We should crub them tightly, properly, according to the need of occasion. Beauty is the subject of sight. We should fearlessly look at the beauty of the objects. There is no room for fear or shyness. Only we should never entertain evil thoughts, making the mind desireless. Observe God's work of beauty. In this way, the sense will be easily and naturally controlled, and even in joys of objects, you will remember God. If the outer sense are not held in check, and if the mind is allowed to run after objects and be attached to them, our cycle of birth and death will not come to an end. Objects of scenes are things harmful. With Viveka as our charioteer, we will control our mind and will not allow the sense to go astray. With such a charioteer, we reach to the Vishnupada, the final abode, our real home from which there is no return. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to